Hi, welcome back to Dad Knows. Last episode we were in 1803 talking about the Lewis and Clark expedition, the Louisiana Purchase, Davy Crockett, some of that other stuff. Today we're jumping 20 years further into the development of the United States with the kind of a detailing of one of our major tenets of our foreign policy that still continues to be a tenet of our foreign policy today. That's the Monroe Doctrine. So what happened was, after the War of 1812, America was starting to feel our oats a little bit and felt like we needed to kind of, protect ourselves. So we're going to talk about that. I have two very special guests with me today that are going to come in and talk about it. One of them is actually the man responsible for this doctrine himself, President James Monroe. So without any further ado, whatever that is, we're going to bring in President James Monroe. So here we go with our new improved time radar technology. Let's see if this works or not. Whoa, it worked. Hey. So President Monroe. Awesome. Are you sure you're not John Hanson? You look a little like John Hanson with, okay.
I'm Monroe.
Okay, all right. Okay, Monroe. So, President Monroe. Tell us about the doctrine. What was the Monroe Doctrine? We all heard of the Monroe Doctrine. What was it?
Well, it was to keep the European powers out of America because we kind of wanted to be our own country and not have them like meddling with our affairs.
Okay, and the affairs of like the countries in Central and South America, stuff like that. What about colonization, that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, and what about these guys? What do we not want?
We didn't want any puppet kings like.
No puppet kings, no puppet monarchs. Right, those were right out. Okay, all right. So you issued this in 1823. Why then? Why did you feel like 1823 was a good time for America to kind of lay this policy out?
Well, the European powers were kind of getting out of their wars. They're still hurt, but they kind of wanted to get their land back. We wanted to make sure that we wanted to be our own countries. Right.
So they've had the Napoleonic Wars for 1803 to 1815, starting to recover, and then especially the Holy Alliance, which was like Prussia, Austria, and who else? Russia. Those guys. They were wanting Spain to take back control of South America, and all those countries were getting independence, right? Okay. All right. So did it work?
Yes, mostly.
Yeah, for the most part. Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much. We're going to bring our next guest in, who's going to tell us a little bit about how it worked. So thank you so much for being here. I know it was a short trip. Go on back to 1823. Have a good time on your way back. All right. So here we go. We're going to turn the time radar on and send you right back. You ready? Seatbelt buckled. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for having President Monroe coming on. Our next guest is going to be Robert Jenkinson, the second Earl of Liverpool, who was actually the British Prime Minister at the time of this, at the time the Monroe Doctrine was issued. So we're going to bring him in and get his thoughts on this. Okay, wow, it worked. So,
Hello.
Robert Jenkinson.
Yes, sir.
So do I call you sir or my lord, or what do I call you?
My lord, you peasant.
Okay. Oh, I'm a peasant. Okay. All right. So you were the Prime Minister of Great Britain when this happened. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what was England's position on the Monroe Doctrine? What did you think about it?
Well, we saw it as an event to get more trade because we could protect them. It was yay, Britain, we're the coolest country. We're protecting all of them. And they're yahoo, Britain.
But this was America's thing. America said we're going to do it, and we were we're America, and we're going to keep everybody out. And what did y'all think about that?
What are they going to do against us? It's like a rowboat attacking a galleon. It's not going to do anything.
Hadn't we just beat you in a war 7 or 8 years before?
But we had other things going on.
Like Napoleon or something?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Very big problem.
Okay. Napoleon was a big problem. All right, so Napoleon, but you, while you weren't necessarily allies with America at the time, you also thought our Navy was a kind of a tiny little Navy, and we were never going to be able to enforce this. Yeah, very small Navy. We were never going to be able to enforce this, but it was going to be a good deal for y'all because you had trading partners.
Yes.
Instead of
We had a lot of trade.
Okay. So it was basically just your own self-interest. You weren't trying to help us or anything. It was
No,
just.
who would help America?
Yeah, I see. All right, very nice, very nice. So what did you do? How did you keep this? You just used your big, powerful British Navy?
Yes, we used our Royal Navy to patrol the seas and kind of keep everybody out.
Okay, okay. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I know you're a very busy man, Robert Jenkins, and so I'll let you go on back to England in 1823. And thank you for your time. Thank you for coming in. So I'm going to hit you on the timer. You buckled in? You ready to go? All set up? Okay, here we go. Time rater going in. Wow, that was, so we had two very important people, President Monroe and Robert Jenkins, and the Prime Minister of England, come in with us. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsor for this episode, and then we'll be right back for a wrap-up. So thank you so much. Really huge foreign policy doctrine and a really tiny Navy to enforce it? Don't worry about it. BBN has you covered. That's right. Come on down to borrow the British Navy. The British Navy has been providing naval superiority since 1588, dominating the seas all around. So bring in borrow British Navy. They'll protect your coastlines and keep those pesky other foreign powers from coming over and getting involved in your own sphere of influence. Possible side effects could include loss of sovereignty and destruction of fleets. All right, thank you. Thank you to our sponsor, Borrow the British Navy. So, quick wrap up on the Monroe Doctrine. So, as we said, it was issued in 1823. It's been applied actually many times over the last 180 years. Famously, 1865, the French were trying to put an emperor back in Mexico against an elected president, Benito Juarez, and the United States actually helped Juarez kick out Emperor Maximilian. In the 1904, 1911, 1915 times, we were down in Central America, Santo Domingo, Nicaragua, and then Haiti over in the Caribbean, helping kind of keep them away from foreign powers. Famously, we invoked the Monroe Doctrine in 1962 involving the Cuban Missile Crisis when the Soviets were building missile sites in Cuba. So what's the long-term impact? Well, we still enforce the Monroe Doctrine today. What does Central and South America think about the Monroe Doctrine? Well, that's kind of a mixed bag. Some down there think it's been great, and America has done a lot to kind of protect them over time, and some think it's been just America kind of wielding a big stick and kind of lording sort of an imperialistic view over them themselves, and just saying, we're going to mess with you. Nobody else can mess with you, but we're going to mess with you. So it kind of goes both ways, but it has been a really big part of our country's history and foreign policy ever since it was first put forth in 1823. Anyway, that's all for Dad Knows today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, like and subscribe to this, and you won't miss any great content from Dad Knows. Thank you so much.